Hello and welcome. In this video we'll review some of the techniques used in Mastercam to trim entities. Now on the screen are 6 different examples I'm going to use. I'm going to modify the right side geometry to match the left side. So let's get started. Going to open up Edit, Trim Break and pick Trim Break Extend. Now, before I start to trim, how do we get help on this function? Well, I'm going to first click on the question mark at the right side of the ribbon bar, and here we are in help with information on the Trim, Extend, Break ribbon bar. Next up, I'm going to click on Button Definitions and then click on Trim 1 Entity. So don't forget, help is just a few clicks away. I'm going to close up help. Now the key to using trim is to pick the entity on the side of the trimming curve you wish to keep. So let's get trimming. On the screen we're prompted to select the entity to trim extend, and our first example I'm going to use trim 1 entity. So over on the left hand side of the ribbon bar I'm going to activate trim 1 entity. Now I'm prompted to select the entity to trim extend. I'm going to pick this vertical line and then just slide up and pick this horizontal line. Looks good. Now down below, next option, trim to entity. So on the left hand side on the ribbon bar I'm going to activate trim to entity, and what I'm going to do is pick this vertical line and I'm going to slide over to the left and I'm going to pick this horizontal line. Looks good. Next up, trim 3 entity. So over on the left hand side of the ribbon bar I'm going to activate trim 3 entity, and to satisfy this prompt select the first entity to trim extend. What I'm going to do is pick this horizontal line, and the prompt changes to select the second entity to trim extend. I'm just going to slide on down and pick this horizontal line, and for this last prompt here select the entity to trim extend. What I'm going to do is pick the arc over on the right hand side, so our version on the right hand side matches the left hand side. Now moving up to the top right corner of the screen, let's go check out divide. So over on the left of the screen what I'm going to do is going to click on divide delete, and I'm prompted to select the curve to divide delete. I'm going to pick the line here. Looks good. Next up, just down below, trim to point. So going to activate trim to point, and to satisfy this first prompt select the entity to trim extend. I'm going to pick this line, and the prompt changes to indicate the trim extend location. What I'm going to do is pick this point here, and the line gets trimmed back to this point position. Next up, break. So over on the right hand side of the ribbon bar I've had trim activated. What I'm going to do now is activate break. Now I'm prompted to select the entity to break extend. What I'm going to do is pick this horizontal line, and then the prompt changes to indicate the break extend location, and what I'm going to do is pick this intersection point. So there's my visual cue for intersection. I'm going to pick it. Now I haven't trimmed this line. What I've done is I've broken the line into 2 pieces at that intersection point. As you can see, as I hover over the line, there's one line now and there's the other line. Looks good. Now up on the ribbon bar what I'm going to do is just activate trim again, and if I slide over to the left, extension length plus or minus, what I'm going to do is input 0.5, hit enter, and what I'm going to do is just move on down to the lower left of the screen. So what I'm going to do is extend this line by 0.5. I'm going to pick at the end of this line and it's extended by ½ inch. Now let's go back up and let's change this to -0.5. And what I'm going to do is move on down to the lower left of the screen, and I'll pick on this line, and it shrunk it by 0.5. Now I'm done here. I'm going to click on the OK button. Now one last thing, let's go and check out Close Arc. I'm going to go back into Edit Trim, and right at the very bottom, Close Arc. Now on the screen I'm prompted to select an arc to convert to a full circle, and what I'm going to do is pick this arc. Now to move on to the next step, what I have to do is over on the right hand side, I'm going to click on End Selection. As you can see, it's converted that arc into a full circle. Now that completes this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.